What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back. Folks, the much anticipated set Phantasmal Flames is set to be released this week, and it boasts a relatively smaller amount of cards compared to recent sets, only having 130 cards total. However, many of those cards do consist of our boy, the Zard, and we're going to be checking out the top 10 most expensive cards in this entire set, including the promo cards that you get from it as well. But first, a quick shout out from today's video sponsor. It is the one and only CantoShark.com, the ultimate Pokemon card marketplace. If you're in the market for anything from high-end vintage slabs to competitively priced modern cards, Kanto Shark's got you covered. And when I say high-end slabs, I mean they have an unbelievable selection of grails available, including insane graded lots and very, very desirable pieces of authentic sealed product. And seeing as how they've had numerous record sales this year, it wouldn't be a bad idea to consider consigning your cards with them, as they have become one of the most trustworthy sellers in this hobby. As always, a link to the website will be in the description of this video. Please folks, support the channel, go check them out, and as always, if you pick anything up, please let me know. Alright everyone, Pokemon continues their tradition of every 3 years, it seems, releasing a Charizard themed set, which typically seems to be the second or third set within that generation. So let's take a look at some sealed product sales before we get into the cards themselves. A booster bundle right now, pre-release, will cost you around $61. Regular Elite Trainer boxes have been going for about $111 in auction, and the Pokemon Center versions are about $283. The Charizard UPCs in this set are ending at about $247, while the booster boxes are selling in auction for $315, and if you wanted to get a case of booster boxes, you're talking over $1,800. With that being said, let's start off with the number 10 most expensive card in this set. It is the Special Illustration Rare Rotom EX that had a most recent auction sale of about $41. Now, as we go through these cards, folks, you'll notice there's not a lot of really popular Pokemon in this set, aside from Charizard, of course. This Rotom EX here still goes for about $41 in auction. The number 9 most expensive card is this Mega Lopunny EX SIR that sold for a total of $50 most recently. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Lopunny. It's a relatively newer Pokemon, and this is a pretty busy looking card. Not my cup of tea, but still worth about $50. The number 8 most expensive card is a very familiar Pokemon. I always appreciate that. It's this Illustration Rare Meowth that sold for about $61 in auction. And I always appreciate Gen 1 Pokemon. You know me, folks, I'm a Gen 1 boy at heart. This is the number 8 most expensive card in this entire set. The number 7 most expensive card is a Pokemon I haven't seen for quite a while. It is the Mega Sharpedo EX that recently sold in auction for about $68. And like I said, I can't remember the last time I saw a Sharpedo card. I think back in the XY era is the most recent one that comes to mind, but I really like this card. The blue and yellow are very good contrasting colors. I don't know, what do you think about it? It's the number 7 most expensive. The number 6 most expensive card is a promo card, I believe, from the Ultra Premium Collection boxes of this set. The Oricorio EX that sells for about $71. And this is a beautiful card, folks. I'm not a massive Oricorio fan, but this is a very beautiful illustration, making it the number 6 most expensive. The number 5 card on today's list is our first and only trainer card. It's this Full Art Dawn SIR that sold in auction most recently for about $102.50. Like I said, folks, not very heavy on the Full Art trainers in this set. This one here is the most expensive, and the number 5 on our list today. Coming in at number 4, we're getting down to all the expensive Charizards in this set. Here we have a Full Art Mega Charizard X EX that sold most recently for about $143.50. Not a particularly interesting card. It's pretty much like all the other Full Art cards from the Mega Evolution era. Number 4 most expensive. Getting down to the final 3, we have this promo Mega Charizard X EX that you also get, I believe, from the UPCs. Sold most recently for about $202.50. This card definitely gives off some cartoony vibes. I'm not sure if it's my cup of tea. I think it's a card that you gotta have right in front of you to really appreciate it. I don't think the screen can do it justice. I think you gotta have it in hand to really appreciate the art style. Anyway, it's the number 3 most expensive card in this set. Coming in at number 2, we have the Gold Mega Charizard X EX card that sold in auction for $960. And this, of course, is continuing the trend of the Mega Evolution and having these unique gold cards at the end of the sets. I'm very curious to see what this card sells for when it is graded. Nonetheless, it's the number 2 most expensive in the entire set. Before we get to the number 1 most expensive card in Phantasmal Flames, let's go over just a couple of honorable mentions, or maybe they're dishonorable, I'm not sure. Here we have a Toxtricity illustration rare that only sold for $3.25. Man, ain't no love for Toxtricity. We have a full art Megalopunny EX that sold for $17.50. Here we have an illustration rare Zacian, or Zacian, whatever you want to call it, sold for $10.50, while this Paldean Wooper illustration rare also sold for $10.50. Here we have an illustration rare Dugong, and he be thick fat, yo, selling in auction as a raw copy for only $18. Here is an illustration rare Piplup that sold most recently for about $26. Here we have the regular full art trainer of Dawn that sold for $27. And then here we have one of my favorite cards in this set, the Wigglytuff illustration rare that sold for $29. And I just love this card and everything about it. All the Jigglypuffs surrounding it. It's beautiful. And lastly, I wanted to mention this full art trainer Fire Breather, rocking a sweet hairdo right there, selling for only $8.50. Which brings me to the numero uno most expensive card in this set. You already knew what it was. It is this Mega Charizard X EX Special Illustration Rare that saw 2 recent sales, one for $1,150, the other one for $1,500 in auction. So folks, I gotta say that I'm pretty disappointed in the lack of Gengars in this set. I mean, Gengar's on the pack arts, and you do have that Mega Gengar EX, which goes for next to nothing, but I was really hoping to see an SIR Gengar EX of some sort. I think that would have been super complimentary in this set. I'm not sure why they left that out. They're pretty much putting the value of this set on the broad shoulders of the Zard, if you ask me, but I don't know. What do you think about Phantasmal Flames? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. That's all I got for you today, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll catch you all in my next one.